I was a broadcast major.
Were you really?
Yeah, communications, broadcast. Yeah, I used to. So when I was at the University of Toledo, I would DJ on the campus radio, and then I would be the color play announcer for the women's basketball games.
Really?
Yeah, and then I had to do all this stuff.
That's exactly what I was about to ask. What
Well,
kind of music were you spinning?
so that was in the '80s, so it was probably more like Bob Seger, Billy Joel, stuff to that nature.
You making the guys listen to that in the clubhouse?
No, Johnny Cash, stuff like that. Sundays when you come in, Johnny Cash will be playing in my office, so that's just a tradition. I wear black on Sundays and Johnny Cash music. So.
What's your favorite Johnny Cash song?
Oh man, now you're putting me on the spot. Well, you got Folsom Prison and you got Ring of Fire, so you can't go wrong with either one of those two, right?
So
Right.
we're just a day away from you returning to managing for the first time in several years. What's the excitement level like?
I think anytime it's opening day, it's exciting, right? It's opening day and it's a new year, so it's almost like Christmas when you were like 5 years old and you really understood like the gifts were really cool back then. So I think it's a lot of that, but there's been a lot of work that's gone into this, a lot of preparation. So hopefully we'll just be able to go out there and get rid of that kind of excitement and just go out and enjoy the day.
How much do you think a night like last night kind of gets the guys ramped up for that?
Well, I think, you've been looking forward to this day, right? Since season ended last year and you spent all this time in the off season trying to prepare for the season physically and mentally. And then when you look at spring training and, 30 days, 40 days of a grind those guys go through on a day out basis down there in Tempe. So now it's kind of like a little different. You get to see different surroundings. And now you get to see different faces when you're playing in the Southern League. So I think it's really exciting.
Learning about your players learning about you. You've done this had this movie before, but for you, just to kind of be a part of some guys trying to improve their respective games and try to hopefully have the dream of making the show one day.
Well, what we're trying to do is just let the kids be them kids, man. Just be yourself. Don't try to do something you feel because you're at AA level. Don't feel like you got to do something different just because of the level you're at. We're just trying to get the best out of each individual person to let them be themselves and go out and show what they're capable of doing. So it doesn't matter what level you're at. A lot of these guys have played in higher level in spring training. Maybe even some of them have gone up and backed up in the big league game. So there's a lot of these guys that have played at high levels that we just want them to go out and trust the process and trust the plan, and then hopefully we can keep them on course to get them to where someday they're helping the Angels in Anaheim.
You mentioned some of them with major league experience. You got Gustavo, who's right over there, played, as an outfielder in the major leagues, now here as a catcher. What can you say about the leadership he's bringing to the clubhouse?
Well, I think it's great to be able to have guys like that, right, that have gone up and contributed. He was a big impact for that club a year or so ago, and he's been in a situation where he understands what it's like, and he can share those experiences with all the guys in the clubhouse. And we've also had some guys that were in AAA last year that are here that can share that experience. So anytime they can learn experience from their peers, but also our coaching staff is well knowledgeable in those areas that can help them along the way. There's a lot of resources for these guys as long as they utilize them.
What style of leadership do you bring to this team?
Oh Lord. No, it's really not. It's a blend, really. It's like a hybrid, right? It's a little bit of, there's certain things like I think need to happen in the game, but then also understanding it's tough to force old school, so to speak. You used that word, I didn't. It's tough to force that on kids when they really don't understand. They weren't even born, right? So sometimes you got to blend it, give them the ideas from what happened in the old school, but blend it to where it's their style, and just giving them the information and the knowledge and the experiences from the old school, but blending it into how they can utilize it to help them.
At this level, how do you balance development versus finding wins on the field?
Well, winning is a part of development, right? So I think that's important. But I also know the importance of, like, certain things have to happen for certain guys. And so you have to find a way to implement those into the day in and day out schedule, the day out workload that the kids have, but also understanding at 6:35 we're teeing it up to win. I mean, that's a big part of it. So all the preparation that's going in is individualized for the kids to get them ready, but also understanding the importance of competing, learning how to compete. And sometimes, it's easy to compete when you're doing well, right? But we also have to understand finishing games, competing when it's not going so well. So that's a learning process too.
We all talked with Cole and Tucker and some of the other guys a few minutes ago. We asked them, just how important a hot start would be. Just the first week and a half. It's a long year. But for you buy into that? You like to start fast? I mean, or just, hey, listen, we're just trying to develop and get better every day.
Well, I don't think anybody would say they wouldn't want to start fast, right? So I think the idea is more of, I don't think you can win a pennant in April, but you can sure lose it. So I think it's important to be able to put yourself in a position, when the first half ends in June, of being there for like the last 10 games of playing some really meaningful games. So I don't think it's 100% important to get off to like a fast start. I don't think it's bad if you get off to a rough start. I think the process is that you understand by putting yourself in a position either at the end of the first half or at the end of the second half is that you're playing meaningful games going into that last 10 days, 2 weeks.
All right, cool. We're all friends here. Did you know what the hell a trash panda was before you came here? We sitting around at home a couple of years?
Well, my version, I think it's a raccoon if I'm not mistaken, but there's a lot of space stuff here, so I just wish Neil would win one of the races, that's all. I mean, there's a guy that sits behind our dugout and yells at him every night because he comes in last, and I would hope somewhere along the line we can get Neil. That's the guy we should be asking that question about getting off to a good start, would be Neil. Neil's not off to a good start already. He's 0-2 in the 2 preseason games. So I would just hope that maybe one day he wins, just so that guy back there that sits in the second row quits yelling at him. The poor guy's going to have a heart attack.
When you look at your goal as the manager here, is it more so to win games or to develop talent for the Angels?
Well, I think everything is wrapped around the big league club, so that's number one important. So there's a process and a plan in place, right? But there's standards and expectations that we all have for all these kids, right? We all, there's a certain way that we like to play the game and preparation for that, and then competing when the game starts. So I think that's important. But the ultimate goal is to be able to get these guys to understand the plan and the process, so that when someday that they can help the Angels in Anaheim. But along the way, if you don't win in the minor leagues, it's tough to just show up in the big leagues and win. So I think that's a part of it. So it kind of goes hand in hand. I don't think one's more important than the other. I just think if you stick with the process and you stick with the plan and you don't get derailed off the rails, I think you have an opportunity to achieve both.
Excellent.
When I interviewed you back when you introduced, I asked you about the Global Baseball Series. You said you have no idea what Toyota was going to bring here or whatever, except discipline. Now that you see what your guys were able to do against the Red Cruisers, how do you feel about that as they move into the opening night?
I was very impressed with the Red Cruisers. I think it was a club that was very fundamentally sound. I enjoyed watching them play. I saw them play a little bit on Monday night when I was here, and just the way that they went about the game and the atmosphere that they brought it's a little different than what we're used to. And we're not too many times you have a band and trumpets playing and the thundersticks going off all the time, and even during the game, and it's like normal to them, right? But the thing that impressed me the most is over the 3 days that I saw them here, of how they went about their business. I mean, they really worked, and they enjoyed being here. I thought they had a great time, and I thought they were a sound ball club, and I wouldn't mind down the road doing it again with them. And I just think it was great for the community. I thought it was great for the Trash Pandas and the connection with Toyota. I just thought it was outstanding, the games.
Perfect. Thank you.
Well, you guys are too easy.
I
You guys are way too
told
easy. God love you. Yeah, you guys have my number if you ever need me.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It's going great. I actually got a tour of it on the inside after they finally got the lid on it. So it's going to be ready to go here in a few weeks. There had been 100 guys in there yesterday, moving things around and getting things going. A lot of trades going in, and all at the same time and getting that thing done. So I'm excited for it to open. hopefully at the end of this month.
For those who haven't necessarily been paying attention, why was it necessary?
Yeah, sure. So when Major League Baseball took over minor league baseball back in 2020, at the end of the 2020 year, they came up with some new facility standards. And our biggest deficiency of this brand new ballpark at the time was our visiting clubhouse. The training room was too small, the coach's locker room was too small, it didn't have a kitchen, didn't have a commissary, and it also didn't have female facilities. So, after we exhausted all options of what we currently had for space, we had to go out into left field and build a brand new visiting clubhouse, which includes all those things I just mentioned, and then we'll turn the current facility into the Trash Pandas female facility and also our female umpire facility.
Walk us through I mentioned this to Lindsay, just how important it is to continue to always get feedback, always continue to try to enhance the brand that is Rocket City Trash Pandas here in North Carolina.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you always want to see something new when you come to the ballpark year after year. You want to see something, whether it's food, whether it's activities, whether it's the in-between inning stuff. Obviously, players change every year or every other year, but it's very important. I mean, we have new merch every year, so it's something that we really want to keep fresh and keep fans energized about coming back to the ballpark time and time again.
What are some new things that they can expect to see this year?
So we have some new concession stands. We have a new third base bar that's going to be great. We have new barbecue nachos over at All Stars. We have a new concession stand, Bandits, over on left field. It's going to have Chauncey's smoked wings. We're going to have our own shaved ice. We're going to have a free kid zone out in center field. So a lot of different things for people to do this year.
How much did having the college games and the Global Baseball Series help you and your staff prepare for the long season that's ahead with the Trash Pandas now?
Yeah, we definitely got to knock off the rust a little bit with the Alabama game. And then if you guys were here last night for that Global Baseball Series with the Toyota Red Cruisers and Trash Pandas, the atmosphere was awesome. We had 4,300 people here. Opening night, we're expecting over 6,000, so it was definitely a good trial run. And again, we got to knock off the rust and plug everything back in and make sure everything works. And we're going to work out the kinks from last night and go into the season.
I was about to ask, just walk us through. You've been a handful of opening nights here at this park. Just what goes into
just have them come right down here.
Yeah, we want
in the front section.
The first act of the whole entire season. We want to make sure we get it right. The fans have a great time, a great experience, so they want to come back, time and time again. It's very important for us. So,
obviously, this is the 6th opening night here. What can you say about the evolution since the first one?
Gosh, it seems like forever ago, and just like yesterday. Well, we have a parking lot, which we didn't have all set up for opening night first year. But a lot of it's the same. We're going to have a flyover. We're going to have fireworks. We're actually going to be shooting fireworks off on the roof this year. So make sure you get here before the national anthem goes off. But it's been we've been trying new things every single year, and it's going to be exciting for year 6, just as exciting as it was year 1.
Hey, returning players that come back, what do they say about Huntsville, Madison, North Alabama?
Yeah, we get to hear some of the guys, especially when I pick them up at the airport. They talk about, hey, wait till you get to the ballpark. You're going to have a welcoming committee and stuff like that, like they had last year. The crowds are great. The crowds are educated baseball fans. They get into it. There's a lot of entertainment in between innings, and they say this place is great year after year. So it's kind of fun to hear them talking in the background about what the veterans are saying to the new guys of what to expect when they get to the ballpark right off the bus. So.
Awesome. Thank you, brother.
Thanks, Garrett.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, good to see you.